Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to E1 and E2 class, right? So today's session from 12 to 1 p.m. We would finish up our chapter 5, right? Where we will continue from last week, right? Just to do some refresh on what we have already studied last week, right? We already look into how to design the thickness of the surfacing layer, road base layer, and sub base layer, right? So this week I will go back to the introduction part of chapter 5, right? Where I leave behind, all right? Okay, since we are going for online class, so just nice. Today I will just lecture to you on the theory part only lah. Okay, so let's look at what we are going to study today, right? I will cover 5.1 until 5.3. So 5.1, 5.3 is all theory sahajalah, right? Okay. Just some note on your final exam, right? Since it will be very soon. Okay, your final exam for highway ECG344 will take place on 5th February on Monday, right? So we have about less than 1 month lah, less than 1 month, right? It is very, very soon. Okay, so I really hope that the students have already do your revision for highway. Okay, for highway, right, if we look at the final exam, theoretical question will be almost 60% from one paper of final exam lah, right? 60%. So I can say your theory too is also important, right? So what I will lecture today, I hope that all of you will revise them for your final exam as well. Okay, right. That is the note on highway exam lah, right? So now let's look at what we are going to study today, right? We go to the next slide, right? Learning outcome for number 1, students should be able to distinguish between the types of road pavement, select appropriate material for use in road construction. Okay, so that is what I will cover today lah, right? Topic 5.1 until 5.3, yeah? Right. Last week, I've already taught you how to do the design of flexible pavement, right? So you might be familiar with the term of flexible pavement. Whereas for this rigid pavement, you might not be familiar with, right? So today, we are going to see what will be the difference, right? But I think in the early class, in the early semester, I've already asked the student how many types of road that you can see on the side, right? And we have already discussed on this flexible and rigid pavement actually, right? So I will just go in detail today, right? What will be the difference between the two, okay? So before that, let's look at the function of pavement, right? So number 1 here, it is mentioned that pavement is actually to distribute traffic load, right? We know that pavement or turapan jalan tu is being used by various type of vehicles, starting from the smallest load, the cycle, up to the highest load, such as trailer, okay, truck, lorries, right? So those vehicle actually they have different loading. Okay, so this load that subjected to the soil, right, can actually be distributed to the pavement instead directly go to the soil lah. Right? So now when you have pavement, this pavement will become one layer of barrier from your load to the soil to avoid your soil from shearing, from distort, right? So that is the importance of pavement. Another one, right? This pavement is actually to guide the driver. Guide the driver in terms of what? Okay, we know that when we have this turapan jalan, they come together with road line or road marking. Okay, you ada road line to differentiate between the travel lane and the shoulder, and also with the roadside. Right now, so this line will guide the driver by giving visual perspective of the horizontal and vertical line of the travel path lah. Right, so that is another function that you know. Okay, next one, types of road in Malaysia. Okay, we will go back before independence era lah over here. Okay, so what we have in Malaysia is actually the bare road. So you can see from the figure on the right hand side, what is the color there? Bare road warna tanah merah kan kita panggil kan. So this tanah merah is actually the laterite type of soil lah. Okay, so what we will do, kita guna kawasan yang ada tanah merah ni, kita compact jalan tu. We compact that as road surface. Dan terus boleh jalan. Okay, tapi normally it is built in rural area lah, rural area. So when you were to travel during those time, kan, siapa yang bawa kereta warna putih ke, naik motor ke kan, penuhlah merah habis muka-muka, ataupun kereta you habis dekat warna merah kan, tanah merah tu. Okay, so ini sebelumnya lah, sebelum independence. Sama juga dengan nombor 2, gravel road. Gravel road dia improve sikit. Instead of tanah merah tadi yang bawah ni, dia top up dengan gravel stone. So gravel stone ni pun syarat dia, it must be compacted. Alright, kalau you tak compact, imagine apa yang akan jadi. Ada air hujan and it become surface runoff. Air hujan dan surface runoff tu nanti akan tarik ataupun tolak you punya batu keluar daripada jalan. So tak boleh, kita kena compact. To minimize that, kita kena compact lah. Right, to avoid tanah you, batu you jadi loose. Right. Okay, next one. Nombor 3. Okay, 3 dengan 4 adalah what we are going to look into today, flexible pavement and rigid pavement. Right, saya tak nak cerita dalam tu apa beza dia. Tengok gambar je cukup lah di situ lah. Gambar yang pertama dan kedua is the difference between the flexible and rigid pavement. So most of the time, what we can see is the one on top. Yeah, I can see 80 to 90% of the road linkages in Malaysia using this kind of bituminous pavement, right? Instead of concrete, right? Ataupun rigid pavement. Okay, rigid pavement ni very close to us, as I mentioned earlier, dekat Gurun tu ada, right? Kita boleh nampak lah kat expressway tu kan, kawasan Gurun. That area they cover with this rigid pavement. Okay, and another one that you might not notice, we have also this interlocking block. It's also considered part of road lah, where vehicle can transport on top of it kan, right? So what they do, they use the block and they arrange the block accordingly. You can actually make it very beautiful shape. You nak buat bentuk bunga ke contohnya kan, you can arrange the block nicely. Okay, so where we can see this, normally contoh dan kita very close, we can see it actually at Dataran Merdeka contohnya. So dia buat dengan this surface block. Okay, sebab apa? At one time dia akan ada special event for the country that area. So it will give aesthetic value lah. Okay, so tapi interlocking block ni tak banyak digunakan. Okay, untuk kawasan-kawasan yang selalu dilalui oleh vehicle lah. Okay. So look at flexible pavement. Flexible pavement is constructed with asphalt, cement, and also aggregate. Okay, so when you know that asphalt cement ni, kita tahu kita ada the element of bitumen lah together with it, right? And it consists of several layers: subgrade, subbase, road base, top layer. So kalau kita lukis dia punya layering tu, dia akan jadi surfacing yang paling atas. Terbaliklah dengan drawing ni. Yang D tu akan duduk paling atas. Okay. Kita ada road base, kita ada subbase, okay, and then kita ada subgrade. Subbase and subgrade lah. Alright, subbase and subgrade. So this is the sequence of the layering. Okay, this is what we design last week kan. Kita design thickness nombor 1 sampai nombor 3 ni. Okay, just to recall back lah. Okay, alright. This is showing you how they do the milling and pave of the surfacing layer of bituminous thickness, right? Okay, rigid pavement pula, what is it? Okay, it is consists of Portland cement. This to get that as the term lah, the right term lah. And also aggregate, coarse and fine. So the mixture of rigid pavement ni is similar to what you do for building structure, right? So you mix your sample dekat lab concrete tu, sama jugalah. Cumanya on-site application tu adalah dia punya reinforcement dia tu berbeza lah nak. Okay. Consists of several layer. Subgrade mesti ada, subbase and top layer. So untuk ni dia jadi 3 sajalah. Top layer, subbase kena ada, subbase and also dia ada subgrade ni memang wajib lah sebab apa subgrade tu adalah in situ soil. Okay. And one more thing that most important here, untuk rigid pavement mesti ada contraction joint. Kita kata contract tu maksudnya apa? Contract is that dia boleh mengembang dan mengecut. Mengembang dan mengecut lah. Right? Dia can expand and also dia boleh shrinkage. Okay. Due to what? This expand and also shrinkage. Due to the weather, right? So if it is during hot weather, your concrete pavement ni dia akan start to expand. So dia panas kan, can expand. Tapi bila sejuk ataupun hujan, dia start to shrink. So this alternate change in the shrinkage and expanding ni akan menyebabkan you punya concrete tu akan crack. So apa kita buat, right? So bila kita ada jalan konkret tu, jalan yang kita buat konkret ni, right? Ini dia punya pembahagi jalan lah, right? So from one span to another span, dia mesti ada dia punya joint. Ini kita panggil span lah, okay, ada jarak dia. So mesti ada contraction joint, ada satu space supaya apa? Kalau berlaku pengembangan, ada ruang untuk dia boleh expand. Kalau dia kecut, right, dia shrink, you akan nampak ada macam hole yang halus lah. Alright, so this is where we call as transverse contraction joint. Okay, alright, that is important. Okay, this is what we have in the construction of our concrete pavement. Okay, so this is the BRC ataupun as of the reinforcement lah that is being used. Okay, tapi kalau kita guna asphalt pavement, tak ada lah, kita tak letak any reinforcement. Okay, ini contraction joint dia kalau kita nampak. Ini dia buat halus lah, very fine punya contraction joint. Mungkin kawasan ni kalau kita tengok kan ada gunung kat belakang tu, mungkin kawasan yang ada musim sejuk, okay, ada salji. So lagi penting kita kena provide this shrinkage ataupun contraction joint tadi ya. Okay. Okay, selection of pavement. Okay. Untuk final exam, ada setengah soalan tu dia keluar, dia bagi situation and they ask the student to select which type of road material ataupun road pavement that you will choose for that particular case study, right? So in order for you to select which kind of road pavement atau road type, you need to have this consideration in your answer lah, right? What are the consideration? Kita ada 5. Yang pertama, kita kena tengok dulu environment. Environment dekat sana macam mana? Kawasan yang ada musim sejuk dan musim panas ke? Macam mana kan? Okay, so deterioration you kena consider due to climate effect, ease of recycling and noise. Kalau noise tu kita kata rigid pavement akan bunyi bising sikit lah, right? Ease of recycling, kalau asphalt pavement mudah untuk kita buat mill and pave, okay? Kita boleh lay semula, okay, dan kita boleh recycle yang kita punya untuk pavement kita lah, asphalt pavement kita boleh recycle balik, right? So those are the pro and cons using rigid and also flexible pavement. And then number 2, in term of engineering element, engineering element ni lebih kepada semua parameter yang kita buat to test the strength lah. Okay, traffic loading, tengok balik jenis kenderaan apa yang lalu atas tu, material yang kita guna, type of soil, pavement performance and also safety. Okay. Number 3, social. Okay, social is more to the community lah, more to community. Road user cost. Okay, adakah dia memberi implication to the user when we were to use concrete pavement? Mungkin nak kena charge ke, right, to support the future maintenance cost, for example, right? So you need to look on the social aspect, right? Number 4, on the maintenance. So this is very important. Don't miss out this lah. When we were to choose either one, kita kena tengok long term punya maintenance macam mana. Mana lagi costly kalau kita kira dari segi jangka masa panjang. Jangka masa pendek macam mana pula, right? Okay. So kalau kita tengok dari segi maintenance, short term, probably we see that flexible pavement might give you higher cost kalau short term. Okay, sebab apa? When you were to lay your asphalt pavement, katalah hari ni you turak jalan, minggu depan datang balik, you can see ada pothole dah. Jalan you dah crack. Kan? Dia senang untuk deteriorate. Right? So maintenance perlu dibuat very regular. Yeah, so short term kita nampak this flexible pavement is costly. Tapi kalau long term wise pula kita nampak alright, this rigid pavement dia akan boleh bertahan lah, boleh bertahan untuk 10 tahun contohnya yang you design kan. Tapi bila you nak redo balik, dia akan take cost lah, take up high cost long term, right? You kena buang semua tu, tak boleh recycle, right? You kena lay balik, nak kena letak balik BRC, kena buat kita punya contraction joint, so benda tu akan very high in cost lah dah. Okay, and then number 5, construction. Construction ni berbalik kepada the operator that will be doing the construction lah, contractor especially, the capability and also what kind of equipment yang dia ada. Okay, next one, the difference. Ni saya dah cerita juga tadi. Okay, kita boleh tengok balik lah. Flexible pavement and rigid pavement, ini pun you boleh masukkan dalam you punya point bila soalan berkenaan dengan which kind of road type that you will choose. Okay, kalau flexible pavement dia tak tahan lama. Tapi rigid pavement guna concrete Portland tadi tu boleh tahan 40 tahun. Okay. Tapi flexible pavement kalau initial cost dia tak costly lah. Tapi rigid pavement high initial cost. Bila you nak start buat tu dah mahal. Tapi dia boleh tahan lama. Tengok balik ada pro and cons dia. Flexible easy to get the material. Tapi rigid material shortage. Kita nampak material shortage on rigid ni sebab apa? Sebab the structural building, semua bangunan di Malaysia semua kita guna konkrit kan. So it is more kita kata more we more focus on using this concrete material for structural building, right? So when structural building dah guna, kita nak avoid from shortage, so pavement try to use other type of material lah, instead using the same thing for structural building juga kan. So kita nak avoid this material shortage problem. Okay, cement kita kan, sampai bila kita nak menghakis ataupun kita nak ambil cement daripada gunung-gunung ganang yang kita ada limestone tu, right? At one time nanti dia akan habis kan. So kita cuba untuk separate lah pavement, kita guna flexible pavement. Building memang kita kena guna concrete ataupun cement, right? Okay, high cost and schedule maintenance. Flexible, tadi lah saya kata flexible pavement, lepas kita buat minggu depan tiba-tiba dah rosak. So high cost dari segi maintenance. Lepas tu dia kena buat schedule maintenance pula, right? Tapi untuk rigid, more economic maintenance. Dia tak ada schedule. Dia boleh tahan lama. Okay, tahan lama, lepas tu nanti Rosak, terus buang semua, buat balik. So nak buat balik tu yang mahal dari segi kos asal lah, kos awal dia. Less economic for long duration, tapi rigid pavement more economic. Easy to upgrade, flexible pavement, senang. Kan, sebab itu projek jalan di Malaysia tak pernah habis. Sekarang you tengok balik bajet that has been presented by our Prime Minister every year, allocation for road construction tu berbilion-bilion, alright? Bermilion-bilion, bilion-bilion lah kita kata, juta tu tak cukup. Bermilion-bilion, alright? Okay, but for this rigid pavement, it cannot be upgrade. Tak boleh. You kena buang terus dan buat balik. Okay, flexible pavement pula senang untuk berlakunya masalah rutting and pothole. Okay, rigid pavement free from rutting and pothole. Defect-defect ni takkan ada, tapi flexible pavement akan banyak defect. Flexible pavement satu lagi can be used once ready. You tengah lay sekarang ni, saat lagi lepas setengah jam, lepas sejam, dia dah dah sejuk balik. You punya mixture tu, kereta dah boleh lalu boleh. Tapi kalau rigid pavement, you kena tutup jalan tu, kena tunggu 28 hari untuk reach the maximum strength. So kacau lah kan untuk buat rigid pavement ni. Tak pasal pula sampai sebulan nak kena tutup jalan. So tak sesuai. Okay. Alright, next one. Structural components for flexible pavement. Kita masuk 5.2. Alright, this is what I draw just now also. Okay, untuk flexible ada 4 layer. Tapi untuk rigid pavement hanya ada 3 layer sahajalah. Tapi rigid pavement don't forget, you kena letakkan ni, adanya contraction joint. Contraction joint tu dia ada bar kat sini. This is the bar. Load transfer device. Kita letak besi di situlah untuk transfer load. Okay, untuk connect the two span. Ini span yang pertama, span nombor 1. Ini span yang nombor 2. Dia punya length dia tu, length dia span 1, span 2. Okay. Tengah-tengah tu mesti ada load transfer device. Kena lukis betul lah ini lah kalau diminta untuk differentiate the structural layer of flexible and rigid pavement. Okay. Okay, tengok material dia. Surfacing cost. Okay, on the top layer ada apa? Top layer ada wearing and binder for flexible. Tapi rigid ni kita tak ada. Kita pecahkan kepada wearing and binder. Okay, wearing tu resist abrasion, prevent skidding, waterproof. So ni layer yang paling atas. Yang direct come in contact with the tire. Right? So dia kena prevent skidding. Dia kena resist abrasion. Okay, semua yang berkait dengan geseran-geseran tu dia kena behave very good lah. And waterproof, tak licin. Okay, kalau waktu hujan especially lah. Binder yang di bawah, yang bind together layer wearing dan juga viscose. Okay. And for rigid pavement, kalau kita tengok di sini, dia tak ada binder lah. Dia tak sebut binder. Dia hanya kata wearing surface saja. That is the layer lah, the only layer yang ada. Okay. And then dia ada contraction joint, control shrinkage, okay, and expand, right? And mesti ada load transfer device, dowel bar. Okay, minimize deflection and reduce stresses near the edge of the slab. Okay. Alright, base cost. Base cost ni layer yang kedua, right? Optional juga untuk rigid. Dia tak semestinya wajib untuk rigid ni. Maksudnya rigid ni kita boleh omit juga untuk base cost. So, rigid sebenarnya kalau you buat surfacing cost, terus lepas tu bawa ada subgrade pun boleh. Tapi untuk lebih bagus, kita letaklah base cost ni sebagai apa? Sebagai more to drainage. More to drainage. Right? Kalau subgrade soil poor ni, katalah yang ni poor, okay, mungkin dia punya CBR dia ngam-ngam je 12% contoh. So it's better for us to provide this cost. Tapi kalau katalah dia dah good, contoh you dapat 40 CBR, dah kuat sangat dah. So tak payah letak base cost pun dah boleh. So jimat dah di situ lah. Okay. Tapi untuk flexible, kita kena ada base cost, alright. Sub base ni masih optional, right? Rock bearing capacity higher than subgrade. Okay, tapi kalau subgrade dah okay macam ni, subgrade ni dah good, you boleh omit the sub base cost. Right? Kalau subgrade you dah bagus. Okay, contohnya tinggi lah. Katalah dapat 20, 30. So tak payah letak sub base pun okey. Letak terus base cost. Okay, benda-benda ni optional lah. Optional untuk fleksibel. Ini pun boleh jadi optional juga untuk rigid. Okay, right. Looks at next slide. Flexible pavement, the structural strength and performance, okay, depends on material strength and layer thickness. Okay, some deflection within the elastic limit is allowed, right? Surface reliability good, but less durable to high temperature. Okay, kan mula untuk crack lah. Surface reliability good, maksudnya bila kita travel atas tu kan very smooth. Tak ada bumpy, tak ada rasa bunyi bising. Okay, so that is good lah for the driver. Right? Okay, but rigid pavement, high flexural strength slab and reinforcement, sebab dia ada reinforcement, so kita tengok flexural strength dia sangat tinggi. Slab performance good under high loading, expansion and contraction joint should be allowed. Okay, so kalau katalah kawasan tu dilalui oleh truck, trailer, heavy lorries, most of the time, so it would give you good performance of pavement, right? But then, dari segi rideability is not good lah. Sebab apa? Surface dia akan jadi kasar. Akan bunyi bising dan bumpy sedikit lah. Right? Okay, load distribution for flexible pavement. So, kalau kita tengok untuk flexible and rigid. Tadi kita tunjuk tentang deflection tadi. Deflection dia lah, right? Some deflection within the elastic limit is allowed, right? So, deflection ni tak banyak yang dibenarkan untuk flexible pavement. Tapi kalau untuk rigid pavement, high flexural strength. Kuat lah maksudnya. Tengok rigid pavement. Dia kata dia kuat dari segi apa? Tengok kita letak loading yang sama untuk rigid pavement. Tapi deflection dia tengok. Dia defleksi sedikit sahaja. Okay. Right. So pressure yang dikenakan dia kurang daripada 0.2 megapascal. Right. Defleksi sedikit sahaja kepada tanah kita di bawah lah. Okay. Tapi kalau kita guna flexible pavement, high loading 300 kg katakan, tengok dia pergi mana. Terus dia, apa kita kata, akan deflect. Jatuh terus ke bawah. Ya, jatuh terus ke bawah. Dia boleh pergi sampai subgrade layer, the effect dia. So pressure ni sangat tinggi. Sampai 2 megapascal. Ya, so itulah bezanya kalau kita guna flexible pavement dari segi flexural strength dia compared to rigid pavement. That's why flexible pavement ni sekejap je dah buka jalan tu, bila kita lalu dia akan cepat rosak sedikit lah. Okay, tapi bagus dari segi construction, dari segi initial cost dia rendah. Construction dia bila kita buat terus boleh buka untuk kenderaan jalan. Tapi yang ni belah kanan ni kena tunggu sampai sebulan pula. Lepas tu initial cost dia mahal. Right? So adalah tempat-tempat tertentu saja kita boleh buat untuk rigid pavement. Okay, flexible pavement kita tengok subgrade. Subgrade kita tahu dia, that is the in situ lah. The in situ soil. Right? So kalau traffic kategori dia less, traffic kategori dia low traffic kategori, katalah T1 to T3, CBR value dia cukup hanya 5%. Tapi kalau T4 to T5, kita perlu CBR yang minimum dia at least 12%. Itu syarat dia. Tengok pada loading di atas jalan tu lah. Surface foundation, that is a very basic layer paling bawah. May also consist a layer of selected borrowed material. Kita boleh top up. Kita punya tanah tu kita pinjam dari tempat lain. Kita ambil dari tempat lain lah. Pinjam bukan kata bagi balik. Tapi kita import dari tempat lain, bawa ke site yang kita nak construct lah. It may be necessary to treat a subgrade material to achieve certain strength. Katalah tak sampai 5% atau tak sampai 12%, kita boleh treat the soil by what? By adding additive ataupun by putting this geotextile layer, okay, untuk strengthen the subgrade. Okay, itu boleh dibuat lah. Ataupun kita top up with superior material from other side lah. Okay, subbase. Subbase ni yang di atas. Consists of material of superior quality. Lebih kuat lah daripada subgrade layer. Tapi kita boleh omit. Ni tadi dia kata optional. Omit bila apa? Bila subgrade tu dah terlalu bagus. Saya kata tadi CBR 40 contohnya dah bagus kan. Tak payah pun letak subbase. Boleh juga di-treat. Okay, kalau kita nak properties yang tinggi. The process known as stabilization, treating soil to improve their engineering properties. So sub-base pun kita boleh stabilize. Stabilize by what? By choosing good gradation, plastic characteristic and strength. Kita boleh pilih lagi lah. So sub-base ni biasanya kita akan letak crush aggregate. Crush aggregate. Okay. Base cost pula, okay, base cost ni layer yang kedua daripada atas, above sub-base or subgrade. If a sub-base cost is not used, ya, betul lah. Jadi kalau kata kita tak ada sub-base, selepas subgrade tu terus base cost. Okay. Consists of granular materials such as crushed stone, slag, gravel and sand. Specs usually higher than sub-base metric in terms of plasticity, gradation and strength. So senang lah, you hanya explain macam mana. The higher the layer of the material, dia sepatutnya lebih superior daripada yang bawah lah. Okay, tu yang dia kata tu. Spec dia lebih tinggi daripada sub-base yang di bawah. Okay. Material that are properly stabilized with Pavement cement, asphalt or lime can be used. Ini contoh yang kita design minggu lepas kalau kita pilih material yang stabilized. Kan, yang kategori nombor 2 tu kan dekat dalam katalog. So kita boleh stabilize our base cost as well. Right. Surface cost, ini layer paling atas. Layer paling atas is consists of bituminous pavement or asphalt. Mineral aggregate and asphaltic material should be capable of what? Withstand high tire pressure. Okay, sebab dia yang the top layer that receive the load, the tire pressure, resist the abrasive forces, skid resistant. Semua testing-testing yang kita buat kat atas batu-batu kita, aggregate kita kan kita buat di makmal. Kita buat skid resistant, kita buat abrasion, kita buat impact test. So semua tu boleh masuk sebagai point for you to choose your surface cost. That's why kita buat material strength test di makmal untuk test kita punya aggregate capability menggunakan testing-testing yang ada. Okay, so you boleh guna point-point tu untuk jawab lah. Okay, preventing the penetration of surface water into the underlying lying layers. Penetration of surface water ni kita check guna skid resistance jugalah. Yeah. Okay. Thickness can vary from 3 inch to more than 6 inch. Depend lah. Yeah. Depend kepada kita design kita nak berapa tahun. Okay. So this is the structural layer of our flexible pavement. Right. So you have what? You have the surface cost. Lepas tu kita letak tag code. Dia surface cost dengan binder cost tu tak boleh letak macam tu je. Kita kena ada macam binder, kita kata glue lah. Ayat yang lebih mudah kita kata. Kena ada glue atau gum. Nak gum together the surface and the binder. So nak gum tadi tu, kita letak apa? Kita letak coating. Okay. Coating yang pertama antara surface and binder kita panggil sebagai tag coat. Okay. Yang antara binder dan road base kita panggil prime coat. Dia akan spray. Kalau nampak dia warna hitam tu, dia spray sebelum kita letak kita punya surfacing tu adalah the coating lah. Coating ya. Okay. And then we have what? Seal coating pun ada juga seal coating. Seal coating tu kita letak di layer yang paling atas kat sini. Right, now you have wearing cost, binder cost, base cost. Okay. Ni dia tak letak di tengah-tengah tu, dia terus pergi pada seal coating. Seal coating tu di atas lah. Okay. Tengah ni baru kita ada tag coat and prime coat lah. Okay, prime coat tadi kita nampak dekat sini lah, prime coat. Pentingnya untuk apa prime coat? Applied directly to prepare base before additional layer of support or coating are supplied. Prime coat prepared a vital element, sangat penting, as it directly affect the shear strength of the final asphalt product. Okay. Prime coat mainly responsible for protecting the subgrade of construction project before additional layers are added. Okay, katalah kita letak sub-base or root base, bawah tu terus subgrade, kita kena ada satu layer untuk protect the subgrade. Okay. Act as a binder macam gum lah kita kata, with secondary and tertiary compounds. Okay. Create a better additions. Addition tu tadilah as a gum, as a glue. Right? Okay. Acts as initial sealer in the asphalt laying process to block the other layers from moisture, dust and debris before additional coating installations. So this prime coat, kalau kita nampak dia punya texture dia, kalau kita tengok pun, kalau kita pegang sekali pun kita tahu dia very oily. When it is very oily, you know that it serve as impermeable layer where it will block water from penetrate deeper into the ground, right? So dia kata kat sini, fungsi dia adalah sebagai sealer to block from moisture. The next one, tag coat. Tag coat ni layer yang antara wearing dan binder. Okay. To form an adhesive pun sama sebagai adhesive bond, prevent slippage and may sometimes function as a more long-term sealer untuk mengelak daripada slippage. Okay, slippage tu maksudnya apa? This is your wearing layer. This is your tag coat. Lepas tu kita ada binder layer kan bawah tu kan. Kita nak mengelakkan dia punya wearing layer tu slip. Slip tu maksudnya mungkin dia boleh terkeluar. Slip tu dia boleh lari. Terkeluar macam ni. So dia jadi macam ni. Wearing binder. So dia akan slip sikit. Slip ke kanan ke kiri. Okay, so nak mengelakkan dia slip. So that's why kita kena ada satu bond lah. Good bond between it. Right. And then for a swap prime coat system, the tag coat is one of the most vital parts of the process as it connects subsequent layers and form the base of those layers strength. So bila kita ada prime coat, tag coat tu akan protect lah the prime coat on the lower layer. Okay. Alright, next one, seal coat. Seal coat paling atas, emulsified asphalt. Okay, dia dah ada campuran lah, cair kan. Okay, asphalt campur apa? Campur air, campur fillers and other mixture. Okay, and seal coats are applied directly to the surface of an asphalt pavement. Okay, function to seal the top of the asphalt, preventing water. So you would just bear in mind that coating ni semua berminyak. So nak allow, bukan nak allow, nak avoid water from penetrate into the lower layer. Seal coat also beautify the pavement. Lagi cantik. Okay, kalau tak tu mungkin dia kasar kan. So ada batu kan. Aggregate tu yang buat nampak dia akan kasar. So bila kita sapu, kita spray diesel coat, dia akan nampak lebih smooth, lebih shiny, black lagi terang lah. Lagi cantik ya. Penting juga ini seal coat. Okay, so prime coat, cuba tengok layer antara sub base or root base dengan our surfacing layer. Tag coat pula antara binder dan wearing layer. Lepas tu seal coat ni paling atas. Nampak seal coat tu pekat kan, cantik hitam. So kalau jalan-jalan yang you tengok warna dia kelabu-kelabu asap tu, you know that oh seal coat dia tak banyak kat sini. Dia nak jimat sikit kan. Seal coat dia tak tebal. Sikit je dia letak. Tapi kalau you nampak warna dia very blacky, very bold colour of black. So you know that seal coat dia banyak di situ lah. Okay, we come to the last part. Pavement materials, right? Aggregate. Aggregate. Kita balik kepada apa yang kita buat di makmal lah. Ini saya akan pergi sekali lalu saja. Kita tengok balik apa yang kita dah buat di lab. Testing kita dah buat. Okay. So untuk aggregate, to provide interlocking structure to cater traffic load and distribute the underlying layer. Right. To interlock lah. Interlock. Okay. Antara binder, antara bitumen dengan aggregate. And also you know that it is good in strength. So dia distribute the load. Okay. Sources sama ada kita ambil yang natural directly ataupun kita kena proses dulu. Classification, dia ada coarse, ada fine and ada filler. Filler ni semua yang sangat halus tu kita panggil sebagai filler. So filler pun mungkin digunakan juga. Right? Ikut kepada gradation yang kita nak lah. So these are the different sizes of aggregate that we have. Okay. According to the grade that you want to use lah. Okay. Kalau wearing tu yang the very top tu aggregate size dia kecil. Tapi kalau binder dia besar dia punya aggregate dia. Kita nampak beza kat situ lah. Important characteristic of aggregate. Ni semua engineering parameter of aggregate. Dia mesti bagus dari segi kekuatan dia, dari segi durability, good surface texture and shape. Shape pun penting lah. Bukan kata kita omit the shape. No, shape also important, right? So kalau kita nak dia interlock lagi bagus, dia fill up the gap lagi bagus, kita kena dapatkan shape yang irregular shape. Irregular tu maksudnya yang sharp-sharp lah, yang tajam-tajam tu. Okay. Kita jangan ambil yang bulat-bulat. Kalau bulat-bulat tu dia tak interlock. Okay. Cleanliness and purity pun penting. Alright. Cleanliness, sorry to find my switch. Okay, cleanliness and purity pun penting. Kalau dia tak bersih, dia ada dust, ada debris kan. So dekat situ dia ada satu pembukaan yang mengganggu, right? So dia tak boleh grip together with your bitumen, for example. Sebab apa? Sebab ada dust tadi tu. So this dust would actually provide a weak layer to your aggregate. So make sure dia pure and also clean lah. Affinity towards bitumen to ensure the good ties with the binder, supaya dia boleh bind with the binder tadi. So banyaklah faktor yang mempengaruhinya. Okay. Low water absorption to ease drying and mixing tasks and to avoid binder from taken off. So jangan ambil batu yang absorb water banyak. Kalau tak, dia susah untuk grip with the binder. Okay. Dia kena easy dry supaya mixing kita mudah. Good grade. Grading ni appropriate size to provide good and strong pavement. Good grade kita tahu sizing dia lah. So kita akan tengok kepada apa yang grade of kita punya asphalt. Kita nak guna grade apa. So dia bergantung kepada itu lah. Okay. Okay, next one. Aggregate test. So these are the testing that we can actually do to assess the strength and or the durability or all those parameter yang kita mentioned earlier over here. Okay, so banyak sebenarnya testing here, right? So what we have already covered in the lab, okay, kita buat AIV ada, okay, loss abrasion ada, specific gravity and water absorption ni kita buat untuk soil. Kita ada buat untuk soil di lab Habib. I think you are familiar with that. Right? Sama sahaja dia punya prosedur. Sama juga macam safe. Safe kan kita buat lah. Sebab apa? Masa kita nak buat AIV, kita nak buat loss abrasion, kita kena safe dulu kan. So kita dah buat safe. Ini pun kita biasa buat di lab geoteknik. Right? Crushing value saja kita tak ada dalam topik kita. Soundness test, flakiness test, elongation and also polish stone ni, dia tiga-tiga ni dia berkait lah. Kalau you nak buat polish stone, you kena buat elongation, flakiness and also ACV pun penting lah untuk tengok polish stone value. Ini kita tak cover. Right? And also one more thing is soundness test, kita tak cover dalam syllabus. Okay, tak apa, kita tengok sekali lalu saja untuk ni. Okay. This is your flakiness and elongation. Right? Kita nak tengok your sampel tu sama ada dia flaky ke ataupun dia sangat tebal. Okay. Flaky tu maksudnya dia nipis, dia tipis dia flaky. Alright. Elongation tu samalah, elongation dia memanjang. Flaky tu dari segi dia punya wave dia. Okay. Dia tebal ke dia nipis. Right. So that is the testing. Flakiness and elongation. So this is flakiness. Flakiness, yang ni elongation. Right? LA abrasion, this is what we do in the lab. Okay. Soundness test, nanti kita guna chemical untuk mix up with the sample. Right? And kita akan masuk dalam container. This is polish stone testing machine, PSV sample. Ini kita ada dekat lab, tapi kita tak include di dalam kita punya syllabus diploma ataupun degree pun kita tak include. Sebab dia yang ni dah level advance lah untuk tengok polish stone. Kalau you buat project, final year project untuk degree nanti, ada student yang mungkin dia boleh go up to this polish stone grading lah. Okay, bitumen pula testing apa? Kita nak tengok testing apa yang kita buat. Okay, tapi sebelum tu, what is bitumen? Bitumen is a black viscous mixture of hydrocarbonates obtained naturally or as a residue from petroleum distillation, sebab cement, as a binder to bind aggregate resulting to stable, firm and strong mix. Okay. Natural and process. Diambil daripada crude oil. Okay. And for Malaysia, we use 60-70. Kalau dulu kita guna 80-100, sekarang kita ambil yang lebih likat lah, 60-70. Ya, sebab kalau 80-100 tu senang untuk berlaku defect. So CKR dah tukar 60-70. So this is yang dalam bentuk solid. Ini dalam cube. Okay, 10-20. Alright. Bukan dia dalam bentuk cube. Sebab dia ada dia punya mole dia lah. Okay, tapi sebenarnya kelikatan dia 10 hingga 20. Right. Ini dalam bentuk liquid lah. Liquid ni sangat cair lah. Cair, right. Mungkin 80-90 macam tu. Okay. Alright, testing yang kita boleh buat penetration, cutback and emulsion. Penetration ni yang student diploma, level diploma kita dah buat ni di makmal, right? Kita nak tengok how much is the value of the penetration, right? Then we will actually compare it ataupun we will match it with the softening point value. Okay, cutback and emulsion ni kita tak buat untuk diploma, okay, tapi kita just tahu sajalah. Cutback ni is where you use the liquid bitumen, alright, mixture dia 50 hingga 80. Solvent ni kita guna petroleum solvent untuk buat cutback. Tapi untuk emulsion kita guna air dan emulsifying agent, and mixture dia 55 hingga 65%. Okay. Alright, so these are the bitumen testing yang kita buat di makmal, yang ini dan ini, 1 dan 2. Flash and fire point kita tak ada di makmal dan tak ada dalam ni pun tak ada. Specific gravity pun kita tak ada, ni kita buat. Ductility kita ada di makmal, cuma ni kita tak masuk di dalam syllabus lah. So dalam syllabus kita yang utama kita hanya tengok dua ni sahaja. Okay. Ductility ada di makmal, cuma tak masuk dalam syllabus. Okay. Alright, saya pangkal tu bukan tak perlu tahu, you kena tahu jugalah, right? That these are the testing that you can do for bitumen, cumanya kita tak buat di dalam syllabus untuk laboratory session. Okay. Okay, so this is softening, semua dah boleh tengok, kita dah buat sendiri pun kan. Penetration pun sama, yang ni kita tak buat sebab tak ada alat. Yang ni ductility, ni ada alat tu, ni di makmal. Okay. Alright, so itu sahaja untuk chapter 5.1 hingga 5.3, right? So kita dah habis chapter 5 untuk hari ini. Okay, so kita dah cover 2 minggu lah, starting from last week and also this week, right? So I hope everybody would benefit from today's lecture, right? So as a part of your attendance for today's lecture, I want all of you to do passive question that will give from the Microsoft form later on, right? So please submit it, right? I will give the information on the submission through the WhatsApp group for class E1 and E2, right? Okay, that's all from me, right? Thank you very much, right? So we'll meet again next week, inshallah, for face-to-face class. Okay. Assalamualaikum.